All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Zay's World channel. It is Zay here and Chris, and we've got another episode of the Can We Talk kind of podcast for you. We've got some things that we just want to go over. A while back on the channel, we did say that we weren't going to talk about Black trauma stuff like the color purple and slave stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're not. However, we need to have a conversation about Black content on YouTube because we
That
are.
is heavily being shown.
That
Not the
is,
people we watch, but the
yes.
things being heavily
Exactly.
shown.
A what some people will call a certain sector or a certain section has become pretty much almost the face of what Black
Content
content on
creators
YouTube
do.
looks like. We've seen a couple of channels discuss this sort of stuff, but I feel like we really want to say our 2 cents in it. Let's just start off right now. Let's just talk about the balloon popping stuff. Like, I know that it's been on. We first saw it on like TikTok, and then look, it definitely, we've seen clips of it where, the guy walks into the room and it's a bunch of girls that got the balloons, they pop them. Sometimes they pop them immediately when the guy walks in just because of what he's wearing. Other times it's because of what the guy's saying, what the girl's saying. Look, y'all, it can be an example. So the only thing I can take away from the balloon popping stuff that kind of works is just showing how quick people are to judge each other, like when it comes to courtship and wanting to like get to know one another. Now, of course, these can be staged and whatnot, but there are some clips that I've seen that I'm like, yeah, it feels like we really are just going straight up off of either looks, or if we don't agree that let's just put it like this. There can be times when the girl can pop the balloon, and then the host will ask like, "Oh, that's okay." Like, she'll ask the guy like, "Is this still your type?" And then the guy will say like, "No," or like, like, "No, like she's not really my type of stuff." And then another girl will pop the balloon just because he said that. And then there's times when the guy will just like get angry at the girl and
You're
like go
saying it
after
very
her.
lightly. These are very defamatory, all of them. They're very cruel. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
since you rejected me, let me make a fool out of
Yeah.
you and
Yeah.
reject you even worse. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you ain't even my type, shawty.
Yeah.
And vice versa with the
Yeah.
women too.
You got hair on your arms type stuff, or like, look at how you
Yeah,
dress. You
or I
dress
don't like your toe. Like one guy, I remember there was one that was heavily on feet, and they were just like, I don't like your toes. And I was just like, once again, what are we doing? But it's just sad to always see this be portrayed by us, because it's like this is why we don't have love. We always fantasize about literally struggle love. And that's what Tyler Perry's dumbass be showing too. It's like
damn.
we are not, it's like I feel like in our community, we are not able to just actually like someone for who they are. It's like, well, how much money do you make?
Hmm.
What does she look like? What do you look like with all that makeup off? Then we want to, it's just like how we have to tear each other. It's always about humbling one another. And it's so disgusting and sad to see, because it's like, why can't we just talk to people?
Exactly.
Why can't we just, and then sometimes a lot of times women will pop their balloons because it's like, oh, you literally said she's not your type, but I look just like her. So obviously that's why I popped my balloon. But then now you're coming at both of us saying y'all are ugly and y'all are this and I don't even like your hair. And it's just like, why are we always doing this? It's like, no matter what the reasons are, it's fine. If you are like, hey, you just truly are not my cup of tea, you're not my preference or whatever, which a lot of people, a lot of the Black community doesn't want to understand what preferences are. They
Oof.
literally don't know what that means.
Hmm.
That's sad as well.
Hmm.
But ultimately, it's just sad how like some women that want to get picked over sexualize themselves, which we'll go into that.
Oh god.
But it's just so
It's a whole
sad
can
to
of
just
worms.
see us all the time. But now we're popping balloons. Like, why are we so like, and it's also like it would be different because I love our community. Our community will go and be like, oh, well, y'all have the Bachelor and stuff. Is the Bachelor going out and popping balloons?
No, they have chances to get to know the person. Like, this concept that we're gonna have a random man walk into a room, and then like, of course, there are now. Of course, I want to say this. when a man walks into a room and a woman immediately pops the balloon, and then when they ask her, and then she says, you're just not attractive to me, you're not my type. That's fine.
Yeah, take
If
it
he
and
walked
go.
in and you saw him just like you would see him, maybe at the bar or something, like, he's not my type. Okay, that's fine.
Mhm.
But sometimes it's just because it's like a game, like because you're on a game show. Like I remember one clip was like the girl had popped her balloon, and then the host had asked why'd you did it, and she couldn't even think of a reason. She just said, I don't know, he didn't ask me enough questions. But I was like, it doesn't, but you popped it before he could even talk to you, so that doesn't. And then the host kind of had to like pretend like it was a real reason, even though the guy was standing there like, that doesn't really, like, I wasn't even talking to you yet.
We love embarrassing one
it's
another.
it's it's not
It's
really
sad.
fair. And then of course I remember the Ninja Turtle guy who that they called him a Ninja Turtle, and he was a plumber, and he just happened to be very confident in himself, but he did tell the girls like she's not really my type or whatnot. But then there was one other girl that when she called him the Ninja Turtle, he went right back at her and said your arms are hairy, and that's when I just had
And
to
then
turn it
that
off and
man's a
just be
whole
like,
baby
we're
dad and doesn't take care of his kids. And you see how messy things go so
things do get
quickly
messy.
because his baby
It's
mama
not
came
needed.
out making TikToks. You see how we're always monetizing off of some struggle love type raggedy stuff.
Trying to get that viral clip.
It just makes no sense. And it's always, like I said, we're so obsessed. I mean,
Obsessed. Are
obsessed.
you obsessed? If you know, you know.
It's like
Yeah,
we're obsessed with humbling each other. And it's
that's it.
just like, take rejection. It's like people nowadays definitely do not know how to accept rejection. And it's like, it was already bad back then. And it's only gotten worse with rejection because now everyone's filming it, embarrassing people, and showing the worst lights of people so quickly and easily. So it's so much easier for us to judge them. But it's ultimately like, hey, if I pop my balloon because you walked in, I don't find you attractive, that's it. Let's leave it there. You don't have to come at me about my clothes, my hair, I just said, hey, I'm simply not attracted to you. And I would hope, and this is what worries me because say we were in like a coffee shop, if we were in a bar, if we were at a club, or if we were like at the store, you walk up to me, you're trying to introduce yourself. Oh, it's okay. I'm not interested, but thank you. Learn to accept no. Learn to walk away. Learn to accept rejection. You don't have to think, oh, well, she ain't even bad anyway. It's okay. You can think all that in your mind. You can think whatever you want, but that doesn't mean you need to. Why do you now have the need to embarrass me? That's something you internally have to figure out.
Exactly. And it's not like there were any good. Like it's not like anytime I saw this, it's not like any of them were good. But there was one guy who came in. He was just wearing like a normal like flannel red and black flannel shirt. He had like an anime shirt on. He had like
He did
just
look a mess. I
pants.
saw
He had like a
him.
mess, yeah. And
It's a little
it was
raggedy.
different. That one was different because a lot of the girls were kind of. He was taller. So of course, I feel like a height is a big like advantage when it comes to these sort of things because it did seem like some of the girls were interested, but sometimes in this one the women were contradicting each other. Like one of them said, "I don't really like your outfit. That's why I popped my balloon." Then another girl straight up said, "Well, it doesn't really matter about what he was wearing. Like, he can change what he wears. Like that's fine." And then he even said that himself. One of the girls said, like it's because of the fact that you had anime, and then the girl that he ended up going with liked anime. So it's like it's different things of what you like, but the structure of this game doesn't work to really find who's interested in you. At the end of the day, it is like, oh, what job do you have? Oh, I work this normal job. Pop.
We're
Well,
auctioning
what?
each other off
Well,
just
what?
like how they used to do us.
Damn,
That's
you
exactly
went
what we're
right there,
doing.
didn't you,
We're
man?
auctioning each other
Isn't it
off.
weird to see that? It's weird to see us playing games where we're selling. Let's not get too
Ourselves.
deep into that. Let's not get too deep
I'm
into
just
that one.
saying
But yeah,
all we're doing in these 20v1s,
and
we're selling ourselves.
now this
We're auctioning ourselves off for people we do not know in order to what? Maybe sleep with them, go on a date.
we'll get that Bible clip.
You're selling
They
yourself.
might not even go out after that.
And also, do you know how hard it already is right now to get a job? You're known for shaking your ass on a 20v1 or popping a balloon. What are we doing?
Exactly. Unless you actually end up with that person and you really got to know them, and then it's a funny story you get to say later. Yeah, we met on that show, but we really liked each other. Like, that one with the two people, like I said, that tall light skinned guy with the that's the only one I actually saw the guy leave with the girl, and they had a genuine conversation. The other one seemed like, yeah, she kind of
That he
fine,
could see.
yeah, he's good, and then that's it. But anyways, let's go. You said the 20v1s. Let me go ahead and start us off. The real reason why I needed to really address this was I'm absolutely disgusted that I saw a clip of a mother sitting in a chair in this white room that we've seen so many times, seen this freaking white studio a million times, and she's having her little kid. He's like 9 or something. He's a rapper. I think he's like a little rapper kid, but he's swiping men, grown men, for his mother, and it's weird. Like, I don't understand why you would have this. You're having your son pick men for you in this game, like auctioning off your mother. And he's a 9-year-old boy. But if other 9-year-old, 10, 11, 12-year-old boys see that online, they now think that's normal. They now think that's okay. In fact, they probably think, why am I not doing that already? He's kind of famous. Look, he's just swiping left and it's disgusting. Why are we normalizing this sexualizing of ourselves, like these black people on YouTube? You can
I'll
go
do you
into it
one
next.
better.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Do you remember whenever we saw it was old YouTubers we used to watch, and they were reacting to a little kid with like a grown girl, and she was trying, yeah,
Oh
and they were in a
my
car
God. Oh
together.
my God. I had to push that
And she
way
was
in the back of
twerking
my
on like a little
mind.
9-year-old, 10-year-old boy. And then what are the guys doing? One of them's holding his phone as if it's a mic,
Hmm.
saying like, "Oh, what you think about her? What you think?"
Yeah, and he's like
And
risen up. He's like giving her advice for the little kid to riz
and
up this grown
grown
woman.
woman that's like literally over 20 years old,
And
and
of
then his friend
course,
is literally sitting there laughing.
hmm
Once again, why do we, first of all, I don't know, anytime I see that shit pop up on my timelines, completely block. I do not recommend me this content.
hmm
I don't want to see that. I don't like seeing kids be sexualized. I'm not that kind of creep.
it's that
i
weird
i don't like
title
that.
font, that big ass bold letters. Kid in the back seat trying to talk to this girl with like a
Trying to talk to
kissy face
thickums, and
emoji, and then
it's
it's
just
disgusting.
It's just so sad to see, and it goes on both ends. Ladies, I don't know why we are defying ourselves to be with little boys. I don't know where that's coming from.
And way more socially
And
acceptable for that to happen, because once again, I'm going to say it, if the roles were reversed,
which they are. That's
which
what I'm
they are.
saying. They're
Hmm.
just so, it's just so disgusting to constantly see these over sexualization of little kids, little, like, already that's disgusting enough. I don't look at little kids that way.
They're
And then on
kids.
top of that, it's just like, ladies, I don't know why we're showing our bodies off so much, to like what? Like, and then also, like, always talk, why are we so enthralled with sex? Like,
I don't understand
why
what's
are we
going on.
so enticed by the word sex? Like, you have plenty of years to go do that, hopefully protected and safe.
Mm.
And it's just like, I'm so confused as to why, like, you're 12 trying to go, remember 15 rounds for my 15th birthday,
Oh my
Pound Town?
God.
What the fuck is going on?
Or all those videos where it's like bending over trying to fix the bed in front of my best friend, trying to take a shower with my cousin, and things like that. Or
Yeah.
like, I'm visiting my ex, let me see if I can get them to sleep, talking to my baby daddy or something. It's just, you keep going down this rabbit hole of
Sex,
however
sex,
worse it can
sex.
get. It's far worse. And then there's, like I said, the games, and we didn't even get to the fucking smash or pass. Name the city: Atlanta, Baltimore. You can say you can name, you can
Obviously,
say
California.
California. You can say, hey, any sort of one in Texas. They're everywhere. They're
Houston.
everywhere. A line of men and a line of women. Now, not all the time of all these people black. There's sometimes Hispanic, but the majority of the people in those smasher passes
Are people of
are
color.
people of color. And it is what? Sexualizing each other. Oh, I don't want you. Smash.
Or turn
Pass.
around, do a 360 for me, bend
Bend
over,
over,
a
twerk for
jump,
me.
jump up
And then
and
the girl girls would be like, oh, like he's a passer, he's a passer, whatnot. Sometimes they'll even have them take the shirt off and whatnot, and
I
it's just
saw a
like you're
lady complete
sexualizing.
and I saw remember we saw that video of she was like it was a 20v1. I don't remember who the rapper was, but she was like, "Oh, I can show you real quick in the bathroom." And they had like mics on so it made it sound like they were giving Gong Gong 3000.
Yeah.
And then it's just like once again, how I'm so confused as to why people, the same people in those spaces that are saying like, "Oh yeah, I don't watch corn." Are literally the same ones watching that, and is that not corn itself?
Soft. That's soft corn. Is that not the same?
It's just so disgusting. And then remember that man getting head on a live stream?
Oh my God, that's Deshae Frost. Yeah, he really, like a child actor who just kind of grew up, and that's what he's doing
Clearly went
for clout.
broke
But
and
yeah,
is
he has
doing
like
that.
his buddy covering up the woman trying to give him head. There was another one when he was sitting down, and you could clearly tell he's getting head. Then someone in the background said, "Hey, like let's see your feet." And I think he had to either end the stream or he just like didn't continue with it. And don't even get me started on the woman who was in one of the 20v1s, and she said, stick your hand in your pants, let me
Or
smell what
smell
your
it,
balls smell
yeah.
like. And he did it. Or the woman who literally was like pretty much gonna give him pretty much, I think she like either stuck her finger inside herself and she told him to lick it or something. It's disgusting.
What are we like?
It's disgusting.
And it's and then I want everyone to understand this because
This should not be normal.
I told him this earlier. Stop being like, just like how we said, we don't watch these content creators. We do watch other black creators that have nothing to do
Like
with this.
commentary channels
We
that
watch
do
plenty of
commentary.
other black, and in fact, all I watch is black women pretty much. I literally only watch black women on my YouTube. Well, let me take that back. I'm a wide variety type girl,
I was,
but
huh?
I have a wide variety. I have a
Bold
huge wide
statement. You had to
variety.
walk that one back. I
But
know your
what
algorithm.
I will say is that don't be the type of person in the comments saying like, no, this is only being shown to you because that's what you like. No,
No.
this is what is heavily being shown on behalf of our community because that's what YouTube wants to be shown. That's what TikTok wants to be shown.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's bringing in revenue. That's what's showing. That's that
Sex
shock
sells.
factor. And yeah, sex sells. So don't be like, oh, well, only, you're saying this is about all of us. I don't watch that stuff. I don't either. But guess what? It's disgusting for me to constantly see black women on their knees, black men literally pulling out guns and pretending like they're putting it in her mouth. Like,
Whoa, that's
what's
nuts.
going on? Gunplay. It's literally called gunplay.
Nuts. Yeah.
So I'm just like, once again, like, why are we always being, like I said, and they're always like, oh, don't take these few creators and make it seem like it's the whole
They got
platform.
millions of
Stop.
views.
Stop.
They got millions of subscribers.
It's just like, please
Millions.
stop with that. It's like, I understand because like I said, I literally click, don't recommend this on my channel. Don't recommend this for me. I don't want to see it. If I see it on TikTok, if I see it on YouTube, I don't deal with that. Like, I'm not going to even watch it because I don't want that to keep popping up. I'm not going to comment on it. I'm not going to like anything. I'm going to scroll right past it or report it.
And some black commentary channels, I think it was either Cameron, he's really growing in his channel now, or Omizi from Let's Keep It a Buck. One of them made the video saying the same things we're saying because their video was underneath, like recommended underneath the balloon popping shit and all that other stuff we were talking about. So that's why they had to make a video, because it's like, no, like, why are you throwing me in there? Just because we're black, you're going to throw in this little,
they're going to put us all together.
That's what would piss off black content creators. Don't put me in the same box as these people because our content isn't the same. It's not just cheap, it's disgusting. I've said that a million times today. I'm gonna keep saying it. And it's also, we have to understand when you are young and you view stuff online and you see people your age doing it, you think it's okay because they're that age. And let's get to it because we haven't addressed it. This also has to do with a very, very big streamer, with Mr. Kai Cenat as well. We're not going to sit here and not talk about how he has also had
a big
some
influence.
streams and some influence on this. I do believe that there was a time when he was with Speed and he did have Tiana Trump. He did have a corn star in one of their TV shows. Now, if you are a young black male and you're watching another young black male make it, air quotation marks, by having a woman that they're sexualizing.
Mhm.
What is, if you're young, that's going to make it seem like it's okay for you. Yeah, he's like 20 something, but there's other 20-year-olds on the internet, teens that are like, oh, that's okay, that's fine, because he's doing it. Look how many subscribers he's got. He had to do that to get there,
Yeah.
And then when he gets donations of people, when he has women over for like not like a sleepover, but like when he has like any sort of women around him in his room, he usually always gets donos that are crazy of people saying like, she should do this to him, or he should
Yeah,
do
have
this.
her do a
And
360.
you
Have
can't
her sit
sit
on your
there and you
lap.
can't sit there and be like, whoa, 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 that's wrong. What do you mean that's wrong? You've made that okay. You've made that okay. So we can't walk that back and act like you're not also a part of it too. Now,
And you
did
were
you?
also alongside people sniffing seats, and you're the one who
Correct.
literally made GAT so popular. And then guess what? Don't forget when you were with NLE Choppa hugging a girl from behind, having a camera above her, and you were making her jump when she was in boxer shorts. Let's not forget
Like
that
I said,
either.
at the
You're
end of
always sexualizing the women around you, and then only ones you don't is your sister and your mom. Those are the only ones I haven't seen you sexualize. And you always make a profit off of either embarrassing yourself by a woman or having a woman literally embarrass you. I think he does have an embarrassment kink. You pay for pussy. We already know that too. It's just like, come on.
well,
And
we're
that's
really throwing
okay.
it out there
Hey,
now.
and that's your business. I don't care.
But that
That's
got
your
put out there
business.
by someone else. But at the end of the day, all we're saying is that this this cannot continue because it completely changes how people view black people on the internet or even on YouTube. It's like, oh, I guess that's just what they do, when there are plenty
Or
of
also
other
how a lot of
creators.
black men view women. We are not objects. We are not just sexual beings. We are actual living flesh, just like you are.
And and also we have to protect the kids. We cannot have young men and young women thinking it's okay to be in the back seats of cars with older people for content, or bending over to try to entice their best friend. This is soft corn, and you need to get it out of there. That's why there's tons of other pages of people who say that they have to stop watching, corn, because of how much it is. But then even if you stop watching it, you end up going on YouTube and then you randomly see another version of it. It needs to stop. And it is what creates all the comments that we've seen. Going back to a topic we said just earlier, like we said, we saw Jalen Brown was sitting with, Angel Reese and Psy. And you told me that the comments were filled with what? It wasn't even
Oh,
talking about
he's
how
smashing
talented
both
they
of
were.
them. No,
Exactly.
he's smashing both of them. Oh, he definitely gonna hit after this. Oh,
They said
buddy,
something like, oh,
buddy
he hit a
living life.
three. He can hit a three, or he hit a double double, or trying
Yeah,
to make
buddy living
basketball
life.
references.
Yeah, buddy living life with these women. Like even though he isn't in the Olympics, he's still winning. It's just like once again, these are all professional athletes, and they're all grown ass
Oh,
people.
and then Angel Reese said that she couldn't even, she wants to wear like jerseys, like jersey shirts, or, like jersey kind of outfits to the games, but she knows that people will be insinuating that she's smashing that player that she has
Yeah.
the jersey of. So she doesn't want to wear them. People on the internet are changing how other people even want to dress or be seen as. It just makes you feel awkward because like, oh, they're gonna say that type of stuff. Those comments being filled with stuff like that, it's based on what we've seen the effect of all that shit on the internet all the time. And it's a disgrace to YouTube and other platforms to not just take that away. There's so many guidelines that they have for other things. You're quick to cancel other creators. You're quick to but you'll let this go on all day because those get so many views that
Because
keep your
it's all,
platform above.
I want everyone to realize who is a person of color. This is all a part of a system. They don't want us to be selling content on getting real estate, having mortgage loan payments, have literally anything to excel us. They don't want that to be shown. They're not going to promote, my lovely Tony Brienne or Aeon fight. They're not going to promote them because guess what? Those are actual black women that are doing better for themselves and speaking with reason. They don't sound like they're illiterate. They don't want that. They need a girl shaking ass and giving head on camera as a black woman.
Yep.
That's what they want. So, and ultimately, same thing goes for black men. They don't want Corey Kenshin having Bible verses. No, they want a nigga putting a gun in a woman's
They found
mouth.
the quickest moment, the first time they could find a way to bring that man down, they said, "Hey, or Belize, hey, let's just take off your channel altogether real quick." Huh? That
It's
doesn't make
just
any
like
sense.
that's what I'm saying. It's like they never, it's all a part of a system. They want us to stay in this ghetto hood, get it out the mud, raggedy, sexualized, and they always have over
And you
sexualized
have to
us.
be perfect to make it through YouTube as a black content
And
creator. Because if you're not,
I'm
they'll
not
get you.
saying to like not be who you are and you have to
Of
do
course, of
everything
course, of
and I'm
course.
not saying dance for massa and do all these things.
Mm.
I'm not saying any of this for a white person. I'm saying be who you are but also be do you like who you are right now? Do you like popping balloons and shaking your ass? That's what you really like to do? Hey, if
Was
that
that money
is,
worth it? Was those views
hey,
when those
was that
was that
$50 worth it?
are those followers on your TikTok and your Instagram really worth it and anything like that? And notice we ain't even said anything about like OnlyFans or anything like that because I don't think that these women have these sort of platforms or these men have these sort of platforms for. If they do have those to promote as well, then maybe that's why you're promoting this thing so much. But why do you think we see so much online content being accepted with the OnlyFans stuff? Because when you go to YouTube, you're like, that's really not that much different. They're just slapping a thumbnail and a thing on it, and you don't even have to pay for that. So let's just start having people pay for it now. Like you're introducing it to be okay when you're younger and younger and younger, and when you have younger people doing things that they shouldn't be doing when they're younger, it creates a society where older people they think that's okay to prey on them and do that. Like I said, it's absolutely disgusting, but it needs to stop. And you need to understand if you're someone who this pops up on your page a lot, immediately take it off. Don't even click on it because the moment you click on it, you're going to get more and then it becomes more
Stop giving
ingrained
it
into your
revenue.
algorithm.
You have to
Stop
stop
giving
giving
it
it.
shouldn't have smash your past videos shouldn't have 7-8 million views on them. They just shouldn't because it's not showing how we actually interact and want to get to know each other. But then it be happening in the streets. The same thing with those street interviews. All those street interviews always have to do with, hey, let's see who's cheating. Let's do the, hey, let's just see, hey, let's pretend like you ask his best friend to see if y'all can hang out tonight. And always something sexual. So all we want to say is when it comes to the black content creation on YouTube, there is a big section that we watch that we respect and we love. People like RDC and Belize and all those guys and whatnot. It's fine. Even this video game, even if it's commentary channels too, they're great too. But you have to understand that there's a big chunk of it that is they're just doing this for the buck and they're going to do anything for the buck. And we didn't even talk about the slave kink YouTube people who Blake YouTube people who put chains on them and they say I'm a slave. That's disgusting. But like I said, we're not going to address that because we won't get to that kind of stuff. But we just wanted to get our thoughts out as black people who are on the platform, but we do not show ourselves, at least our faces a lot as it is. But we do see these things, and it gets to us because it's like, what the hell are you doing? Do you not know? Like, what happens if this all runs out and you just want to get a job, or you just want to like I don't know. How do your family feel? I don't know. I'm. It's just it's so
Stand up.
wrong.
It's
It's
just
so wrong. Like, how do you post that video and then think, yeah, look at the views I'm getting
embarrassing
from
each other,
this.
humbling each
Like
other.
that's how you want to build your career.
Why are we building I know some of them truly feel like they're building our community to be just like we're just so lit. This is like another Freaknik type shit.
Mm.
Ultimately, why don't we build each other up to be successful in a way that isn't embarrassing as fuck and isn't as degrading and humiliating as this is now? Why don't we actually try to lift each other up, try to get more educated, try to get money for the schools? Because guess what they do after these videos? They probably use this money to go get lit, go to a club, spend it on another woman, or probably pay for sex. It's just like why don't if we actually put our
Or
money toward a
unfortunately
good
get better
cause,
equipment to film the same video again.
it's just like why don't we put our money towards something that actually matters and can actually like how is this going to affect our community in 10 years in a positive or a negative way? Definitely not positive.
However, even because got to be prepared for this. Even if you are making these types of videos, and then let's just say you're giving the money to like charity and stuff like that, where'd you get that money? Like, you do realize you got that money from profiting
They're
off
not
of.
doing that.
Exactly, but even if there was a random channel that was, you still have to look within yourself and know that's where you got the money from.
And also, you
So,
wouldn't even be able to give it to a charity because they'd be like, how'd you raise all this money? Oh, you have a YouTube channel? We're not accepting this
and that's
money
another thing.
right when they look it up.
How do you? I could not like the fact that I have my own TikTok and Instagram. I be feeling weird just posting a thumbnail that I made, but then I'm also excited for it because I know it's a video game thing or whatnot, or it's a movie review. I could never imagine going in and making a thumbnail of a grown woman in the back seat of a car with a child, and I'm like, oh my god, and then I think, yeah, that's it, and
They
then I
think it's
post
cute
it.
and funny.
Unless like I'm so inebriated or under the influence or something that I don't care. Like I said, there's more beyond what you think there is. Be creative. Be creative. Stop thinking that everything's been done before. Like, don't just go to the well of, oh, sex sells. Sex sells for every industry there is, but you're not helping the community by just throwing these videos together. And like I said, there's such a mass of black people that do this on the channel or on the platform of YouTube that it's just really, really bad. And it really takes away from, like you said, the Tony Briannes and a bunch of other commentary channels, or just black people that just have fun being themselves. Just being themselves. So like we said, you guys, if you are a black content creator or someone who wants to get into it, don't go that route. And a lot of people will say, oh, it's quick, it's easy,
It's never going to last.
It's not going to last. And you'll go, and eventually someone's going to make a video about you. And then you're just going to be in one of those like back and forth video downfall things. So be careful out there and be safe. But we just wanted to tell you guys, like, it's just not.
And you really
good.
won't, because no one cares. You're just embarrassing yourself and you're embarrassing the people in the video.
Yeah.
It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you farther in life. You're going to get a few checks on it. That's it.
The older you get, the more you have to look back and be like, I really did that when I was younger. I really put a little kid in the back seat with a grown woman and filmed that shit. And I thought it was okay. And I not only did I think it was okay, I kept doing it again and again. And like I said, we can go all night, but we don't need to. But we just wanted to let you guys know our thoughts on that in terms of the black community on YouTube. It's in shambles right now, at least a big section of it. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that. And then yeah, let's go ahead and get on to our next subject, which is the BET Awards. Chris loved the Usher performance. She especially loved that woman who was in the middle. You know, she was on the clock with the. I mean,
no,
hey,
she was singing Superstar. She's lost her mind. The whole tribute. I'll get to that in a minute. Everyone, for one, looked a damn mess.
Oh, damn.
I need there to be a dress code when it comes to this. Now, I'm not saying it needs to be a Met Gala or it just needs to be themed. Let's just have colors. You know what? Let's start there. We don't need a theme. We don't need it to be inspiration to anyone. Let's just go with colors. Let's go with white or black, or maybe black and green, gold and green. Something that's cohesive. Everyone looked a damn mess. Taraji, you should be literally nailed for what the fuck you had on.
That's crazy.
And you were hosting.
Wow.
Everyone looked a mess. There was not anyone to look at. No one.
Wow.
Everyone looked a mess. And I just don't know what we be thinking. We just go we just go out there and say fuck it, we ball. Literally. That's what the fuck we do, and it's just ridiculous. Usher, he looked a damn mess too. You can tell Usher didn't give a fuck. He's in there with some jeans and a big ass jacket and with his wife. They looked a mess.
Damn.
And it's like that was supposed to be his tribute. You know, usually you would at least think he'd come in a suit. No, he said fuck it, I'm wearing jeans. Everyone looked a mess. The production is horrible. And why do we have black people consistently outside in the heat? Damn. We burn up, okay?
Wow.
We burn up.
Just going in.
Stop having us outside in that little, because then it was that man with them 2 songs that was literally outside in a mask looking a damn mess.
You mean 4 bats?
Looking a mess. Yeah, 4 bats. Looks a mess. Can't sing. Oh, and none of us. So ladies, we all forgot to hold a tune. No one could sing up there.
Fuck your shit, I'm hot of here.
I'm just
Like
like,
that's he was alright.
now some of the Miss Monet, you did your
You liked
thing,
her? You
girl.
liked her? You
You
liked
did your
Monet? She
thing,
did. She was
girl.
good.
But
She was
we
good. She did her
knew because
thing.
you got some
She did her
sense.
thing.
Kiki, I do love you. We can't hold a tune, babe. We can't hold a tune.
Damn.
I don't know why you started it off. It just sounds like you're sounding like a child when you sing, but I still love you, so I'll be biased. Tinashe, love you too. Or Tinashe, my bad. You can't hold a tune neither, baby.
Damn.
You stick to me and
They
that
all
nasty
catching
girl.
strays out here.
Childish Gambino, I don't know what you were doing up there. I don't know what you were doing up there.
So many times, of all the niggas you call up for a honoring performance of Usher, you call up Childish Gambino?
They had no one else to call. There was no one else to call.
There was nobody else on that list to get.
They should have had, like, and I understand, some people are like, Chris Brown. Why don't you call Luke James?
No.
Why don't you call Eric Bellinger? These are men that can sing and dance. We don't think.
There as well.
Summer Walker, baby, please. These BBLs killing y'all.
And I didn't know about this, y'all. I did not know. This is the first time I ever saw her. This is gonna sound weird. It's the first time I've ever seen like her lower half. I've only seen Summer Walker like in pictures, and I've never seen.
Take them gold teeth out your mouth as well. But you can sing, baby. You can sing. But I don't know what we were doing up there that day.
You did not like the Usher tribute performance.
Let's keep going. Chloe Bailey. I'm no comment. Lady singing superstar. I forgot her name. Cannot hold a tune. Normani. Baby, now you always are going to eat. That part when you were looking at NLE Choppa made me want to gag and throw up immediately. Disgusted. And for the best ladies of them all, Miss Monet and Tiana, y'all did the damn thing.
We gotta give her the name. The one who sang Superstar was Marsha Ambrosios.
Yeah, Ambrosa. Yeah, Marsha, I don't know what, girl, you probably went up there lit. I would have went up there too, seeing what the fuck you were following. Mess.
And then, like I said, of course, shout out to Tiana Taylor and Victoria Monet for Bad Girl. At least I had a really good time with that one. But I did want to talk about this because it was very, very glaring. We saw it with Ice Spice's performance, and we saw it with some other ones. It was so funny because we actually spent some time with my mother after this. And I asked her what she thought about the BET Awards, and she said, well, I guess that they're just going to have, I guess they're just going to be naked in the next 10 years. And I get what she means, because when we saw Ice Spice perform, not only was, first of all, the crowd wasn't popping. The crowd wasn't popping until Sexy Red came out. We'll get to that in a second. But they weren't popping. So when Ice Spice came out, I said, man, she really loves that camera. That's all she's looking at. And she was just shaking her ass. And as with Megan Thee Stallion as well. She was dancing a bit, but she's also majorly shaking her ass. And it makes us wonder.
I ride for the Stallion in the day and in the night.
Of course, I'm not saying Meg's amazing. Stop. Come on. Meg's amazing. But is there more than just shaking the ass?
I ride for the Stallion in the day and in the night.
Understandable. I'm just saying shaking the ass.
Ice Spice, stop wearing white. Stop wearing white. Okay. I don't know what's going on with that. Stop wearing white, because I know.
Hey, Y2K coming soon.
Being someone, very fair-skinned. Stop.
Think you the shit?
Stop.
You ain't even the fire.
Lotto, you need to put on some clothes too. Big Mama, put some clothes on. What's she gonna do with my birthday?
And whoever was operating the camera when Lotto was on the couch.
Fired. Immediately. Fired.
Whoever was operating that camera at the beginning of Lotto's performance, which was on the couch, you clearly.
But I will give Lotto praise just because of the fact, I remember when you first were performing at the BET Awards, you were out of breath, you couldn't hold a tune, you couldn't do any of that. This time you learned to sit down before.
And real quick, shout out to Glow. Willa.
Yeah, Glow.
No, she killed it. No, she is like, y'all need to put some more respect on Glow. Like, Glow doesn't need to. I just want to say this. It's respect out of just hearing someone who can rap and perform, and she doesn't need to show her ass at all. She has like a certain, I don't know. I just like her demeanor, that it's like she literally doesn't even need to show off her body. She has such a great performative attitude on the stage. Meg does too. She doesn't need to shake her ass to show herself. She literally commands the floor. But what
But
I'm
I
saying is
always
like,
tell him they do that just to get more of that shock factor.
exactly. I understand that. I am just saying that
Mhm.
on nights like the BET Awards, it did seem like we were seeing a whole bunch more
Ladies, what
than
happened to black
normal.
excellence? What
Yeah.
happened to black excellence? Everyone.
But like we said, sex sells, but or what it looks like, the
Will Smith,
appearance.
sit your old ass down as well. I don't know what that
Wow,
was.
wow.
They
Did
brought
not
Club and the
deserve that
Tipsy,
shit.
like
That's crazy.
literally Jaquan and Tipsy trying to ruin that song. A lot of the performers, I'm just like, what's going on?
They all catching straight. We watched so many performances, y'all. It was just yeah, when I'm sorry, but the fact that, it was like I said, somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody said like it was kind of good or something. I don't know who it was. Maybe I just saw it online, but I haven't watched the BET Awards in a very long time, and I won't be watching them
And Miss
in the
Monet, you
future.
were once again the best performance of the night in both attributes of the tribute and your own, because you actually dance. You have like dressing changes.
Yeah, we
You
don't know
even
who won
change
shit,
your
by the way.
hair.
We
Like
don't know who won anything.
you dance and you have on mics. Like you do the damn thing, Miss Monet. Love you, Vic.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where we're just sitting here like I have no idea what we were watching at the time
Why
during this
have we not figured
performance.
out the cameras yet?
It just it seemed kind of put together. Oh yeah, with the Usher tribute performance thing, I definitely did say this. I was like, it definitely seemed like they should have had a meeting of of all the performers and been like,
Yeah.
who's the best at singing these songs?
Yeah.
Don't just pick one and go. It seemed like they literally arrived, and on the red carpet, Taraji gave them a song and said, "Here, you're doing this song with Usher. I'm not
Yeah.
good. Learn the lyrics real quick." That's literally what it came across. It didn't come across like these are professionals at their best, truly doing a tribute for this man. It didn't. Like if I was Usher, I would have been a couple bottles deep, just like, hey, let's
That's
get
why
to
he
the
came
night.
in. This is why he
Let's
came in
get to the night.
jeans.
Let's get to the
This
night.
is why he came in jeans.
But it was disappointed. We would say that for sure. This is definitely why certain big stars now who are black do not show up to the BET Awards, but you will see them at the Grammys instead. We ain't gonna see Jay-Z and Beyonce at the BET Awards ever again. So
Even though I do wish they could use their platform, they have plenty of money to try to get an actual production team, try to get some,
could have
but
called it
also
the Beyonce
they might
Awards.
not have time for that. They got kids, like they might just not feel like doing it because they're like, it's not our job to do it, and
That's
it's
true. It's
not,
not.
and it's
You're not
not.
here to save. You're not here to save the culture. There's nobody here to really save the culture for it. But BET tried their best to put on everything that they needed to for it, and then
And all the male rappers, where were y'all?
they were
Y'all
not
wasn't
there.
nowhere.
They were not there.
Y'all wasn't nowhere.
Taraji P. Henson certainly came out there and performed her own version of Not Like Us, but Kendrick had his own little pop-out concert beforehand and did it on his own. Look, at the end of the day, people showed up, and the people who showed up
And
decided
didn't do
to show
nothing.
up,
Aren't you
and
always talking
people
about the
didn't want
culture?
to.
Nigga, you weren't even there.
Exactly.
Jermaine, the
Exactly.
can't say.
Now that is yeah, that is funny. I mean, he actually addressed that in one of his songs a couple years
It's
ago.
just
But
like,
yeah, he said something like, y'all, like the BET Hip Hop Awards, I'm starting to see y'all niggas don't want it. Like saying something like, y'all don't really kind of want us at those types of things. But at the end of the day, it
Lil
did
Wayne,
not,
Nicki Minaj.
oh God.
Where are y'all?
Oh God. I did want to say this real quick because I just remembered it real quick, and why not just say it? It was pretty funny. I'm looking back on it now that Taraji, you always say Taraji was like drunk or she's drinking or she comes across like that, but it was funny that she was in the stands with Keith Lee next to Jordan. I honestly forgot his name. I really forgot his name. But Jordan, you know who he is. He's the guy with he does he does some of the food stuff, and he also just does like random tips. You know what I'm talking about? They say he sometimes looked like Method Man. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they were sitting next to each other, and Taraji called Jordan. She was doing a little bit as if she was doing like, oh, out of 10, but she was doing it to Jordan, not knowing she actually passed by Keith Lee. And then she hit on Keith Lee saying like, oh, Keith Lee, whatever, you can, you cute too or whatever. And then I guess Keith ended up saying, something on the internet where he was like, you disrespected my wife, and then he took it back. And at the end of the day, I mean, that's just kind of like how
The day's gonna
event
end.
worked.
No one knows who you are. We really need to get skin routines immediately.
It's just it's just like we need to there's layers of like stardom and celebrity and recognizability, and like social media has blurred so much of it to where I view you guys completely differently. But I just wanted to say that real quick. It's like those kind of moments happen during award shows, but it's just like the BET Awards isn't. It's not something that we're waking up going like, oh, it's the summertime. Let's catch the BET Awards. No, because like stuff like this happens, and we're like,
And once again, you have us
yeah.
in the heat in the summertime.
Oh yeah, and of course, like we said with the crowd, they got up for Sexy Red.
Get it
They
sexy.
got up for Sexy
Get
Red.
it sexy.
That says
Boy,
what
you
you
know
needed
this
to.
ass super
That
fat.
says what it
I
needs it to.
ain't lying.
There was a lot of performances that night, but the crowd was sitting down or standing up, kind of moving around a little bit. But when Sexy Red came out, them motherfuckers, they were getting up. They were getting
They
up,
love sexy.
which kind of does tell you, kind of that's what the culture feeling.
Yeah.
That's what they're feeling.
Yeah.
So hey, those were our thoughts on the BT. Was like I said, it's not like
And
we're
you
gonna
know
sit here
what?
and tell you the
Ultimately,
award
her
winners.
performance was not bad. She literally just had a baby. Literally.
Yeah, no,
So,
she's still a good performer. There's no hate towards Sexy Red. It's just the fact that that
get it
music. That's what the culture's
sexy.
feeling.
Get
But yeah,
it
we don't.
sexy.
We could give a damn less who won what awards or anything like that. It's an award show. People win awards all the time. It's not like, yeah, someone took home 5 BET awards. Now they're better than another person. No, like it's just the respect level. Like Michael Jackson used to come to these things. Like we need to understand. Like Charlie Wilson used to show up. We used to have some just legends, man.
And
now
remember,
it's
we would have like
mm.
a younger version. We would have the younger, like whoever the hottest is would come out first. They'd be kind of the first performers. You'd have a great host. Then you'd go kind of into the older music, the R&B legends, things like that. And then you'd come back and end it on a great note. Now it's just a bunch of TikTokers, content creators, and people that are now rappers.
That's the modern day.
Just all over the place.
That's the modern day. Look, we can yap and complain all day. We just hope that there's more creativity, cohesiveness, and just some more fun. I kind of miss the skits. I just miss them having fun at the BT Awards. This one definitely felt like, okay, let's just jam it as much as we can and make it seem as relevant as possible.
But we didn't watch it. They could have had skits.
I mean, that is true. Look, hey, if you did watch the awards fully, put in the comments below what was your favorite part, what you liked, what did you not like about it? Because like I said, it's been a while since we've watched it, and it's not like our age is really what's made us not watch it. We would still be watching them if they were entertaining, because it is called the Black Entertainment, Television Awards. So of course, when we were young, we thought, cool, an award show for us. And now we look at it and we're like, oh, an award show for us. So yeah, but I just wanted to get our thoughts on that in terms of the BET Awards. What will it be next year? Who will be honored next year? We have no damn clue. But we do know one thing. I will be expecting a camera mess up. I am expecting a camera mess up, because that one out loud.
I'm gonna be on production next year, and I'm gonna get it together.
Actually, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be working the BET Awards next year. So if you see, it's going to be the best one ever. We're going to be working.
Or hey, fuck it, we ball might be the worst one ever.
Hey, either way, we did it. So we'll see you next year at the BET Awards. All right. Peace out.
Get it sexy.
Get it sexy. Peace out from Chris and Zay. This has been another episode of the Can We Talk channel. As always, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next month for some new ideas and whatever's on our mind. Make sure to leave some comments on the Instagram and also on a community post on YouTube. If there's anything you want us to talk about, it doesn't have to be the Black community stuff. It can be anything. If you guys are like, oh, what's the thought on this? Hey, within reason of something.
And just in case you guys don't want to say it, I will say it loud. I'm Black, and I am damn sure proud.
There you go. As always, Chris, take us out. Make sure
to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we will see you guys later. Peace out.